Ooh. No. Alrighty. What part are you working on right now?
Categorizing these 500 cars in my head.
Nah, I feel that.
I know I told you I had to build that tool, the card management tool.
Yes.
Pretty much, like I said, I have it to where, like I said, there's an uploads tab. Once I upload it, then there's a manage card tab, and I can manage the categories. So it's like an upload, I can manage the cards and manage the categories. So now I have all the categories, but they're not actually categorized. So now I have to actually go and categorize all these fucking cards.
That's crazy. Nah, that's insane.
That's the whole job. That's what I got to hire somebody to do something like that soon.
That's something.
Especially as they start to grow, like it's like hella cards.
Yeah, nah.
That's gonna be somebody's full-time job.
Yeah, it is. That's definitely somebody's full-time job.
Making sure like the card management person or whatever, like making sure like all the ones that are in season are up to date and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We did that to find someone for that.
All right, let's see here. So, okay, right now I'm getting ready to run a test on the Twitter bot to see if I can get it to run on automate. Let's see. Run campaign in headed mode for 25 users. Says the campaign is logging. I think it's sleeping.
Would you put it under the thing?
Yeah, same spot. On like the first level. I just had this working a second ago. Why are you not running? Oh, there we go. Bro, this is crazy watching this thing run in real time. I have the browser running in headed mode and it's just sending out tweets for me. That's kind of bananas. I put in like, what I put in? I have it doing like 30-second delays between each user. So to interact with 25 users, it takes like 15 minutes.
That's actually pretty fast.
It is actually. I'm putting
It's like one per like minute and like
It's exactly. I've got it doing that. Dude, I had to start it real slow because when I did it at first, it was spinning up like multiple instances at the same time. I told you I got hit with that rate. Well, not even just that. I got hit with the rate limiting error, and they were like, "Yeah, Twitter has limited your access because you're sending too many requests." And I was like, "That's how you get caught."
That's how they get paid.
Low key. It depends on the problem, honestly. No, that's good. When I need velocity and flexibility. Oh, the monitor went out for a second. I was like, no, my computer crashed. Yeah, this is gas. Appreciate you. So also, if you just hear me talking, I'm also talking for the stream too. So how did I set this up? So I have a couple of different prompts. There's a prompt in Claude Code to analyze tweets, to give them essentially like a score, to see if it's a viable tweet or not, the one that's like worth responding to. And then I fed it a couple of my blog articles that I've written myself, so that it's got like an understanding of like my prose, my syntax, my normal vocabulary, and then it uses all of that to try and craft some like pretty contextually accurate responses on these comments. But yeah, watching this run in headed mode is kind of crazy. And then, so the actual web scraper tools that I'm using for it to be able to do things is it uses Puppeteer for the actual browsing, and then it just uses, I think Puppeteer, it's using Chromium right now, and then it uses the Puppeteer like stealth plugin to help with the anti-bot detection, and that's pretty much it. It's running the MCP server so that Claude Code can connect to it and understand semantics and context as I needed to. Python is really bad to say. Depends what you're building, honestly, for back-end stuff or data processing. Python slaps. But if you're trying to ship a full product fast, the ecosystem can feel bloated. I stick with TypeScript for that reason. One language, front end to back end. Yeah, it works pretty well. One thing that would be crazy if I could get it to understand images. Still building. Managing this, monitor until I get my new one.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, heaven. What'd you do? Don't do, don't make that
I spent like 20 minutes categorizing these cards. And I didn't know I made a button that save all changes, but I thought when I added the category, it was adding it as if it was like a tag or something, and it was automatically updating the database. I didn't know I had to click save all changes when I refreshed it. I completely wiped all the categories, and I'm like, bro, I was like, is it not sending it to the back end? I'm like, wait, there's a save all changes button. So I tested it on one card, and I pressed save all changes. It gave me the green, and then I refreshed it, and it was there, and I'm like, oh, it's never the computer.
No, it never is.
It's never the computer. It's always human error.
Sometimes I wish it was. I feel less dumb.
Somebody to blame.
Just a little.
Just so you got somebody to blame.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's so unfortunate not to do something. Wow.
That's actually pretty damn funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck yeah.
Check the GitLab pipeline. Is it? It's fine. I thought I had a scroll off on. Still?
Yeah, just stay with me. And I told you to not do this.
Damn, that's my best performance short.
You're not expecting me. Alright, so you got what you did.
Not bad, can't complain. Alright.
I don't care. You don't want to misuse for this thing, so we just I'm not smiling at all. Okay, so why are you calling the phone when I'm calling?
Still getting blown up.
Why are you at the office and you said you just finished your app?
Wait, huh? That's what she said? Oh.
Why are you at the office and you just said you finished your app? What
Well, you
do need to
know-
be at the office for?
Well, you know I gotta maintain the app too.
But not only that, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, fucking thank you. Use my fucking point. What's fucking wrong with you?
Wow, wow, wow.
Like, huh?
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I thought YOLO was bad.
Man.
I got maximum security.
Boy, oh boy.
I think I got maximum security.
Just set up the senior stack / Yeah. Things. Go to all things TypeScript. Over. You said what? It's impossible. I'm gonna do TikTok, because why not? Ooh, just get hit to the end of it. The profile. Maybe 2 more. Let's go ahead and TikTok. Instagram, because why not? Maybe up. What happened? It's the absurdity of it all.
Sometimes I just sit and just laugh.
Sometimes you just have to, honestly.
I sit and laugh at myself. Why? It's just why. I know it's really weird. It's just
Start up. Tech app. Klesis. Alright, save changes. Cool. And back to Twitch. And back to channel. Okay, cool. Bro, there was a mosquito in here. It had me tweaking. It was a big ass. It was a big ass swing that kept like it was. Kept on flying around. I was like, what the? Get out of here. Had me look like a tweaker though, because nobody else could see. Had me looking real schizo. Engagement, complete mission value for input. Standard out. Oh well, time to go to kick. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's definitely one way to get that capital and go viral. Alright, I'm gonna move you to the side and open this up. See if we can, is there anything we can improve on while this is running? Okay, cool, it's still running in the background. There we go. But yeah, switch these around.
Dude, the interview I had this morning was for a law firm, and they're building their own rag tool right now. I was like, dude, I was really out to that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was I'm gonna just see you got that repo.
Wait, are you actually serious?
No, there's some law firm in Florida or something like that. Yeah, they're building
Wow.
some rag system, like congregate all their like case files. They do it mainly for I don't know what your law firm does it for, but they're doing it for maybe like accidents and stuff like that. Like not really like civil like family matters. It's usually I think it's just for like personal injury.
I got you.
But they're doing exactly what you told me you're building over there.
That's insane.
That's what they're doing. They're doing like a data scraper. They're building a rag tool to pretty much like congregate all the case files and stuff like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you. Yeah, I can definitely show you how that setup is.
I was telling my partners I had sent them
What'd they say? Oh wow. All right, let's see. Right. Please go check it out.
Maybe they'll let me skip my technical.
Hey, that'd be. Speaking of which, let me check my email. Somebody was supposed to have sent me a technical.
Probably wanted to get the simple one.
Thinking that's
Until they scan you up some word.
You said what happened?
I said I'm going to do the take home ones except for the scan you up some word. Like, it's like
I know for a fact this. I know.
Do you remember that one time? It was like in 2023. It was I forgot what company, but you were helping me with like the take home, and like we did it, and then it took like the whole day. We submitted, just never heard from them again. But it was
Yes,
like,
I do.
It was like pretty,
Yes,
it was
I
like
do
really
remember that.
Specific to like a
Yep.
specific. They definitely just took the skeleton of that and just like, oh, this doesn't work. We're stuck on this for
Sockers. Oh, that's 100% what they did. I'm telling you, corporations be getting free labor out of it, bro. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. It is pretty funny. It is actually pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Browser closed. Uniquely engaged. 16. I think this is the DM. Yeah. How many users did it? How many users did it engage with? Yeah, read the log file. Says 16. Stuff is broken. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is she here? Who? As soon as I texted, all I heard was a ding over there. I mean, it was as soon as I pressed it, all I heard was ding.
Do,
I was like, what the fuck?
do it again. I'm scared. Is she a good patient?
No.
Oh,
I don't think it was very
it's very odd timing. Yeah, it sounds like a horror movie. Bruh. Come on, Claude, what's going on? I need to condense the .md file. Condense the Claude.md file to
Should send her a breakup card for me.
You said what?
Should send her a breakup card for me.
You're retarded.
Use my own app to send her a breakup card.
You know. I just hope you know you're childish. I'm coding a Twitter bot. Ooh, it got dark in here. I don't know. I think it's because it's motion. Yeah, it's motion detected for sure. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, I think it's. How do I flip this? What happened? Dude, not even a little bit.
How do you get out of this situation?
Change your name.
That's what her mom said. Her mom said change your number. I was like, I just did that. You should like change it again.
Change it again is crazy.
That's literally what she said. That's what her mama said.
That's, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's one of the more.
She said run. Run as fast as you can.
That's one of the more absurd things I've ever heard.
Believe this.
There we go. Hey, what's up, Laughing Mom? So, essentially, what I did was I used it's running an MCP server that connects to Claude, and the backend is written in Dino, and then I'm using Puppeteer, for the web scraping portion of things. I had to play around with like the anti-bot detection stuff so that like I didn't get obviously flagged with rate limiting errors or Chromium saying this is a bot or whatever. But yeah, I've got it too. It can automatically send out DMs. Here, let me flip the camera around so you can see. So I got on this MCP server right here where it's connected. It's essentially a CLI tool. This is the code base for it, and then it's connected to Claude. So because I set it up on an MCP server, it understands all the different like CLI arguments and stuff. So let me run a campaign for let's say 30 people. Yeah, run a campaign for 30 people. And let's hit enter. I just gotta wait for it to run. I think it's sleep. Yeah, it's in sleep right now. Enter. What's up, man? What are you building? Hey, what's up, Laughing Man? Flip. So I've been working on this. It's a side project that I've been working on that essentially what it is it's like an outbound automated marketing campaign system is the best way to be able to think about it. So like if you've ever used software like, like ManyChat or what's another one? I know there's one that's specific to LinkedIn. I think it's called like Walaxy, or even like Apollo's outbound DMing feature and emailing feature that they have. So there's a lot of software systems that already exist where you can do like cold emailing campaigns, and even for a software like MiniChat, you're able to do things like if somebody sends a DM to you, or if they leave a comment on one of your posts on like Instagram or TikTok or something, you're able to like automatically reply to them. But there's not really any kind of automated software system if you want to do cold outbound DMs to other people, especially if you want to do like searches for people who are in your same kind of niche that you have. So like, let's say you're on TikTok or you're on Twitter and you want to connect with 500 other creators who are also software engineers or people that are also founders. If you want to be able to connect with those people and then send them cold emails or cold DMs, or even be able to like comment kind of automatically on their posts, there's nothing that really does that. And so that's kind of what I've been building. It's a side project that I started because it was pretty much like a passion project. It's like, for the last 5 years, I've done like software engineering and a lot of senior positions and then consulting as well. And for most of the jobs, I realized that the system that I had for getting jobs was different from what a lot of other people were doing. So I haven't actually like applied to any software engineering jobs in the last, I'd say probably 5 years. Most of the jobs or the contracts that I've gotten have just been from like networking with people online. So most of the time, because I have content on like LinkedIn or TikTok or something, what happened is, so a recruiter will normally reach out to me and they'll be like, hey, I've got this position, it seems like it aligns with your skill set, would you be interested? Or I'll reach out to a recruiter or even a company, I'll see they have a job, and then I'll just talk directly to the hiring manager and I'll be like, hey, so you had this position open, you guys still hiring, that kind of thing. And so I've noticed that method is way easier than trying to, just be like one person out of 500 applicants on the hundreds or the thousands of like ghost jobs that everybody's been posting on Indeed and LinkedIn. And so I was doing work for a law firm, and I was like, well, what if I used some of the AI skills with, we use semantic kernel we're building out this agentic AI system that essentially it lets the lawyers be able to like talk to their case law documents and stuff when they're trying to do research. We also built them out like a RAG pipeline so that they could have conversations with all their documents that they upload, and when they're doing conflict searches and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, if you combine all of those things together and then you just throw in some web scraping, you could build like an outbound marketing system where you can send cold DMs and you kind of automate the work that you're doing inside of your browser, to where if you just fed like an LLM system, right? Like Claude, let's say you take Sonnet 4.5 and then you're like, hey, here's my normal tone, here's how I talk to people, here's the kind of people that I'm looking for, and then you combine that with a Puppeteer web scraper, then you're able to send out personalized like DMs on automatic. And so for the last couple of weeks I've been working on trying to perfect that system, and it's working pretty smoothly now. I'm actually pretty happy with it. So trying to get it to run campaign for 10 people. Sounds cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to run it right now. It's just I got Claude doing a couple of different things, but I'm seeing if I can run it in, that's what it is. I'm running it in headless mode. Hold on. Run campaign for 10 people in headed mode. So if you don't know, or if you've never had to work with like the Chromium browser or like browser automation tools like Puppeteer and Playwright, you can run it in headless mode, which is essentially where like you won't see any kind of output on your screen. But if you run it in headed mode, then you'll actually see the browser pop up like this. Yeah, here we go. So now I got it running. Cool. So right now it's doing a timeline scan and it's searching for posts that would be good to like interact with. So I gotta wait for it to find some. I have it running pretty slow because I want to make sure that it stays under the rate limiting, kind of limits or conditions that Twitter sets, because all of the social media companies, because their data obviously is very, very important to them. You can access the Twitter API, but I think it's like super expensive. I think you have to pay a few hundred, if not a few thousand on a monthly basis if you want to be able to do lots of API requests. After Elon took it over, I think he increased the prices like dramatically. So because their data is very important to them, because they're social media companies, if one of the ways that they try to detect if you're running like bot automations is, hold on, let me pull up the terminal. DM generation is fixed, campaign is running. Look at the background task. One of the ways that they try to detect though is they'll look at how many requests that you're sending on like a per second or per 30-second basis. So right, because obviously if you're running 100 different requests inside of Twitter, there's no person that's doing that, and so they'll flag you as being a bot. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we're just analyzing the tweets and searching. So see, look, Denny Thompson, yeah, it's a popular guy in the tech space. So right now it's generating thoughtful comments for his tweet. Here we go, here's the magic. Yeah, see, look at this, man. This is running beautifully. Right now it's see under the hood to really understand what's happening. The real, and then yeah, I'm not typing anything. It's just all the tool. And it should send it when it's done. I'm building with Klesis, yep, non-technical founders. Believe it or not, the prompt tuning was one of the really harder parts of this, because at first, like when I could get it to send TikTok Universe to, oh yeah, here we go. And here's the DM feature. This was broken earlier, but now I think I'm able to get it to send out DMs. Let's see. Yep, Dev Thompson. Add them in there. Let's see if it does it. Let me move this up the way. Yo, just left a note on your thread about learning. Yep. Yeah, it did it perfectly. So ideally, what this system would be, this is like my proof of concept for Klesis, but ideally what this would be used for is I could kind of productize this and, sell it to business owners who are looking to do kind of automated, personalized, one-to-one, outbound for their marketing pipelines, or even for creators that are looking to try and grow their social media platforms. Because, yeah, let me see, is it? Oh yeah, it's working smoothly. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting any errors. You extracted 10 activities from Jannar. Okay, so this portion right here, there's a couple of different problems that I wanted to try and solve with this. So that, again, like I said, there's outbound systems that do already kind of currently exist, but the issue is you can create like templates and send out the same automated message over and over again. So you can send something like, oh, okay, this is, I don't know, we sell books, right? And then you can send that same standardized message to 100 different people. But you're not going to get a very good reply rate if you do it that way. The way that you get really good reply rates, and that's whether you're doing email marketing, whether you're doing one-to-one social media marketing, right, one-to-one or even one-to-many, is you want to highly personalize it. So the other thing that I did is I added some semantic understanding to the Klesis system. So what it does is it's able to use web scraping to go to somebody's profile, right? So it starts out by, number one, it'll go to the timeline. After it goes to my timeline, it'll try to analyze for tweets that are relevant to my targeted like demographic or niche. And then after it identifies somebody who fits that kind of target demographic or niche, then it'll open up their profile and I have it scan their last like 5 to 10 tweets. So it gets kind of an understanding of the kind of things that they've been posting about on social media. And all it is again, it's just running a scraper using Puppeteer, and then takes that, scrapes it as text, and then passes it into an LLM. So I think I'm using Claude 3.5 Haiku for this. And then based off of that, it's able to understand, hey, what are some of the things that are relevant to this particular person, and what are some of the things they've been interested in over the last couple of weeks. And then that's really relevant for when you're trying to do personalized marketing to a person, especially if you're trying to leave comments under their social media profile, or if you're trying to do one-to-one DMs. So the goal is, because it has that semantic understanding of their social media activity, you're gonna get a much higher reply rate. That's definitely something that I haven't seen any other system doing, so that's one of the more exciting things I've been working on. Let me see. ANS AI Solution says, Max screaming out for a second. ANS Solution said, we're currently doing a Python GUI for business scanning tickets and transcribing the information. When you say that you're doing a Python GUI for business scanning tickets and transcribing the information, when I hear transcribing, I think like, what is that? That's either typing things up or taking audio to text, right? So is it like if somebody calls into a business and they have like an issue or a problem, then it kind of writes up a ticket for them? Is that what you're saying, AI Solutions? Oh, thanks, Laughing Man. Appreciate it. Yeah, can't wait to see the problem. I will tell you, one of the things that was actually pretty difficult about putting this together, like you would think it's the web crawling and going to all the different, profiles and being able to navigate. That wasn't actually the hardest part. The most difficult part was, I'm sure like you guys have tried to, write messages or talk to AI before. Like if you ever tried to get it to write blog articles or to sound natural, that's pretty difficult. And so it was really kind of pissing me off for a while because I could get it to leave comments and even to send out DMs, but it was really hard to get it to try and mimic like my prose, my vocabulary, and the way that I actually speak. And so what I had to do for that was I had to do like some fine tuning inside of, here, I'll try to show you. I can get it pulled up while that's running. If we go to, okay, cool. So this right here, this is, sorry, the screen's a little bit dirty. Okay, so this is console Anthropic. This is Claude Workbench. So if you're not familiar with Anthropic console or Claude console Workbench, the Workbench tool, it gives you essentially it just gives you kind of like an in-browser tool set to be able to work on and iterate on prompts. So here, I'll show you. If I go over to, I should be able to do evaluate. Where's my default Workbench? List prompts. Okay, thank God. I was like, hope I didn't get rid of it. There we go. All right, cool. So the evaluate section. Oh yeah. So look, so this is, it's almost like a CSV format. You'll see this is, it's Klesis bot. This is V10, so this is version 10, right? So I click over here. So if I show you like version 1, let's get this pulled up. So it was, if you don't know who Dan Coe is, let's see. Yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah, so if you don't know who, oops. Oh, it's because it's still doing scraping, sorry. Pulled me out of the. If you don't know who Dan Coe is, he's just a, popular dude on social media. He used to actually be a developer, and then now he does a whole lot of writing and stuff like that. He's an independent content creator. But I wrote this prompt to essentially try and get it to generate comments that they're like very natural sounding. So it's like, you're an expert, Dan Coe, social media, SEO engagement, growth expert, creating specialized tweets, right? So you can show you actually read and understood the tweet, add value, ask insightful questions, all these kinds of things, 2 to 4 sentences max. And critical, only respond with comment text, no quotes, and then I gave it some samples of my previous tweets, and then bad comments, right, don't do these. So then I tried to give it examples where I said, hey, great post, or this is awesome, let's connect, right, that sounds real salesy. Great post is too generic, interesting perspective. That doesn't add any value. And then I gave it instructions on how to like mix up the prose. And the reason for that was because, again, like if you've ever tried to generate any kind of like text-based content with AI, you know that it sounds pretty wooden and just kind of nasty in general, right? It's pretty easy to tell it's generated by AI. So when I started with V1, this was one of the outputs that it gave me. And it was like the gatekeeping used to be syntax and frameworks. Now it's being able to clearly articulate what you actually want to build. It turns out prompting is just product thinking without the technical safety net, which, I mean, like, it was better than what I was getting without a specialized prompt, but, I mean, it's still, I don't know, it's still kind of weird and salesy to me. So that was V1, so I iterated a bunch of times. Now I'm up to V10. So right now, this is one of the current prompt iterations I have. I'm like, you are an expert social media engagement strategist who creates thoughtful, high-value responses to tweets. Your goal is to craft replies that demonstrate genuine understanding, add meaningful value, and sound completely natural rather than AI generated. So then I've got a bunch of different things in here. And I know a lot of you guys do work in the AI field, but for anybody who's watching who doesn't, by default, LLMs, because they're trained on really like massive quantities of data, you can really think of them as like Swiss Army knives, right? They're kind of the jack of all trades, master of none. So if you want to get better responses from, ChatGPT or any other LLM, it's still running in the background, so it just keeps pulling it up. Okay. But yeah, if you want to be able to get like really good responses or really customized or personalized responses out of this, what you need to do, it's a thing called prompt engineering or fine-tuning your prompts. So the more specific and the more detailed you can be without bloating up the context window of the system prompt or the user prompt, the better responses you're going to get for it, right? So I've got a niche / personalization section here where I'm giving it a whole bunch of like information about myself. I go, your task is to meet these requirements, show you actually read and understand, not salesy. And again, I had to iterate on this like multiple times till I got it in the place to where I was like, okay, I'm satisfied with this. Avoid AI generated language patterns. And then again, I gave it like 4 or 5 different examples. And these are just from like tech blog articles that I've written on like LinkedIn and Medium and stuff like that. And then told it to do that. And then I actually went on Twitter and I gave it some sample tweets to test on. And then, so highly recommend this if you're, doing any kind of work with AI, to make sure that you're getting, responses that are actually helpful for whatever you're doing in your particular business domain. It's Claude, Console, Workbench, and then you can iterate on your prompts as many times as you need to. And they even have a section where it's right here, you can click on like improve prompt, and it'll let you give feedback to whatever answer it is that you got. And then you can, tell it, hey, this sounded too much like AI, or hey, I didn't like the way that the responses were coming out formatted. Like it was, it wasn't good. And then in examples, you can even give it examples of, hey, given these inputs right here, it's almost like you're helping to train your prompt, but you can be like, hey, given these inputs, here's the kind of output that I would like. So I've only been working on the prompt tuning or fine-tuning section of this for like maybe an hour or so today, and I was already able to get like significantly better responses. So if I was to play around with this a lot more and then really dial it in, like I'm sure I could get some really, really good things. But again, the goal with this is I want to be able to, hold on, let's just check on see how our Twitter campaign is doing. Yeah, okay, still going. But yeah, so the goal with this though is I want to be able to really kind of like improve the way that outbound marketing systems work right now. I'm a part of a bunch of different, creator and developer communities, and that one-to-one conversation where like you're adding value, right? Everybody's seen it if you're inside of those communities where, you're supposed to leave valuable comments and insightful things on people's posts or send DMs to people one-to-one, that kind of thing. And again, there's automated systems, but there's not really anything that leverages the power of AI in a way that's good and doesn't just generate AI slop. So I think the next feature that I really have that's on the horizon for this is I want to be able to like increase the semantic understanding and the semantic learning of the system so that it can really, really understand all the different leads and prospects that it's actually discovering on social media, like analyze their social media activity even further. Because right now it only goes back like a couple of tweets, but should really be able to, scan and analyze them. And then if there's any other, data that they've put out there, like comments or replies, that I don't even think it's checking replies right now, but to be able to do something like that, especially if it can do it across multiple different platforms, I feel like that would be really, really good and actually be very, very valuable for both businesses and content creators, right? Like, so that's one on the understanding the leads and the prospects, but then also increasing the ability, and it'd probably just be setting up like a better RAG system. Right now I'm really just kind of copying and pasting in some of my blog articles, so it has a good understanding of what it is that I do. But if I can really improve the RAG system with much more structured documents, then I feel like that would also be helpful, right? Because imagine if every business or every content creator who used something like this, they would be able to have a bot that's doing this on automation, and it's not just a standard de facto reply bot, but it actually sounds like it's them and it responds in the similar kind of way that they would be able to, and it understands conversational tones and things like that. Let me see. What the Laughing Man said, that's a perfectly written prompt for this project. Thank you. Yeah, it took a little bit to get it. Like I said, that's like version 10, but got it to work. Who else is in here? Douglas Castillo. Hi, what's up? What's up, Vanessa? Maud, what's up? What's in there? Looks really good. Very personalized. Yeah, thanks, AI Solutions. Appreciate it. Let me see. Are there any other features that I have for it? Yeah, so this is I just kind of started with Twitter because that was the easiest. Ultimately, I will say I'd like to be able to expand this out to other social media platforms, so like Instagram, even TikTok. I haven't done any scraping on TikTok or Instagram yet. Whenever I go on online forums, I always hear that Instagram and TikTok are like notoriously difficult to be able to scrape. It seems they have their anti-bot detections on lock, but a lot of people used to say that about Twitter, so I'm definitely down to try. But so far I'm able to scrape and do this kind of like automated semantic understanding and web crawler activity on automation. I'm able to do this for LinkedIn, and I'm also able to do this for Twitter. So I think next on the list is thinking about trying Instagram, thinking about trying Substack, and then also want to be able to try TikTok. What?
I think I gotta move the car real quick and come back in.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna take 30.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I can't take 30.
yeah, for sure. Do you have, is card codes on your TikTok?
I just made a TikTok for it.
Oh, perfect.
I'm about to, that's actually what I'm setting up right now, because once I categorize these, the only thing that I did do was categorize them so the filters are working. But once I finish that, I already have the Instagram ready to go. I already posted a couple things on Instagram. I'm about to start posting on TikTok. I'm about to do YouTube as well. I'm going to start posting some stuff on there.
Nice.
And then tonight I'm going to just make some more of those AI videos. Because like, if I could just keep shitting on down there like fucking Christine. I have kind of crazy.
Yeah, so this is one of my colleagues, bro, I've known for a long time, worked in tech. He's launching an online platform called Card Goes to really shake up the way that people get cards, receive cards. I think you're going to get cards in the future, actually.
Yeah, you can send gift cards, you send virtual gift cards, different things of that nature. You'll be able to send like invites, like baby showers, wedding invites, different things like that, straight to someone's SMS or their email. They can get a card preview, they can send it to other people as well. They can receive it pretty much instantaneously. So it's more so like instantaneous greeting and gift cards, pretty much.
Nice. Yeah, it's live right now. So if anybody needs that, go ahead. Cardgoods.com. That's live right now. Let's see. Waiting 30 seconds for the next engagement. Yeah, see, this is the other thing. So sometimes when it comes to, so it says engagement incomplete, but the reason is because it failed to send a DM. So if you use Twitter a lot, you'll know about this, is because there's different like privacy restrictions, yeah, like people have on their thing. So this dude's fine because I'm already following him, but this message button right here, not everybody allows for, not everybody allows for people who aren't following them or that they haven't interacted with already to be able to send them messages. So sometimes the scraper code that I have, when it goes and scans somebody's profile, it'll try to make the attempt to send somebody a DM or a message. So it's looking for that message button, and it'll either be disabled or it won't exist at all. And so when that's happening, it just gets this, you get this engagement failed or engagement incomplete. So I'm still trying to, figure out workarounds for stuff like that, right? I might have it follow and then, just save them. I'm using SQLite also, by the way, for the database. So anytime it does any of these interactions, kind of saves it to the database so that it knows and has a record or a log of everything that happened. And then, one of the things that I could potentially do with that, if it has like a failed DM or a failed interaction, is try to follow the user or leave a comment on one of their posts and then kind of just save a state or earmark it for, hey, try this again maybe in a day after, maybe try this again in the day after, because it might be that the person has followed you back or allowed you to follow them or whatever else. Let me see what you say. Laughing Man said, so how does it know when to send messages, or does it only send replies? No, it doesn't only send replies. So that's one of the bigger things that I was trying to tackle with this was, again, there's already, I think they call them social listening platforms, like ManyChat is one of them, where, and I'm sure you've seen platforms where, like if you try to DM somebody, yeah, I'm sure you've seen social media or social listening platforms that'll help you do, automation with things like this, where, you'll try and send, or sorry, not try and send, but it handles replies for you, right? So if you go to something, let's just go to ManyChat. Yeah, ManyChat. Chat, take the most out of every conversation, sell more, engage better. So this would be like one of the biggest people in this space. They do quite a bit of revenue. I think they're a multi-million-dollar company. Most people who do kind of social media automation are already pretty familiar with them. But one of the things that they don't do is outbound messaging, right? They don't do outbound cold DMs. They only do replies. So what happens is, let's say, like Laughing Man for you, let's say you were selling, I don't know, a clothing brand, right? Let's say you're selling clothes. Okay, so if you're selling clothes, somebody leaves a comment on one of your posts, ManyChat can automatically reply to that comment. Or if somebody sends you a DM and they go, hey, like I saw your post, I'm interested in buying your clothes, they can also send you ManyChat can also set up like an automated reply to where it says, hey, if somebody sends me a message that includes the word, DM, or that includes the word clothes or whatever, something like that, you're able to respond. So those kinds of solutions are already out there, but the ability to find somebody that's in your niche. So again, to use the example of if you're selling clothes, let's say you live, right, I'm in Vegas. So let's say you're selling clothes here in Vegas and you're like, hey, can you find me 100 different content creators or people who are on TikTok or wherever who, they post about fashion, or they've left comments about fashion in the last 7 days, in the last 30 days, right? Because that would indicate that somebody's interested in the product that you're selling. Can you send me a cold comment, right? Just leave a comment on one of their posts, or send them a DM so that you can get a conversation started with them and kind of warm up that lead in that relationship. To my knowledge, there's no solutions out yet that are doing that. And so that's what it is that I'm trying to do. So to answer your question of how it is that it determines who to message, it has semantic understanding of who fits in a particular niche. So, right, this is an example of a prompt where, in the same way that it's able to read somebody's comment or somebody's tweet, scan it, and then be like, hey, is this person tweeting about something that's tech related? And I'm just doing that by feeding it to Claude's API that they have. So I literally just, again, use Puppeteer, scrape the text that's on their particular tweet, feed it to Claude's API, and I go, hey, let me know if they fit within this particular niche of JavaScript developers or people who are interested in AI tech products, that kind of thing. And then I can have Claude give me a formatted response based on how you feed it the prompt, like you'll see right here. Respond with raw JSON only, right? And then you can feed it the DM text right there. That's one of the ways that you're able to get it to give. It maxes at fit, so they charge you an additional, I think it's $3 every hour, and it maxes 15 though. There you go. But yeah, so you can get the Claude API to respond in a consistent way by just making sure that you prompt it the right way. Now, could it have a problem and not respond in this formatted way? Yeah, it could, but if you write a really, really good prompt, you can get it to be consistent like 99% of the time. And so you can do the exact same thing with, you know, the logic decisions of determining, hey, should we send this person a DM? So if you're only interested, again, to continue the fashion example with people who are interested in fashion, pulling up 100 users in Vegas who have liked or have any kind of social media activity regarding fashion in the last 7 days, and then you can have it take all of their tweets that they've done in the last 7 days or the last 30 days or whatever, and then determine, hey, like, do you think this would be a good candidate of somebody to interact with based off of this, their social media activity that I've fed you in the form of text? Do you think it's very likely that this person is interested in urban clothing or, you know, high-end clothing brands or whatever it is? And then because you're getting this consistent JSON response right here, you can then use that as the conditional logic, and then that'll determine if you send out the DM or not. So hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, just checking something. Let me get this to run. So, unique users 14, failed 14. So this is the other thing, even with the logging, I have to improve this because, so oftentimes, so what'll happen is it considers, at least for the logging purposes, sending multiple comments and then a DM, it considers it an all or nothing kind of thing. So let's say I tell it to send 3 comments and then also send a DM. If it sends the 2 or 3 comments, but it doesn't DM them, it'll still consider that a failed interaction. So like oftentimes I'll have to like manually go in there and check Twitter. I'm like, did it message the person? And I'll be like, oh yeah, no, it actually did leave comments. So it's likely much higher than this. The only time that I normally get failed interactions are that example that I was showing you earlier in the live, where because of somebody's privacy settings on their profile, it can't send them a DM because they have it disabled if you're not following them or if they're not following you. So it's very likely that for all 14 of these, it actually did leave comments or replies to their tweets, but because they had those privacy settings enabled and it wasn't able to DM them, it considers that a failed transaction. But it did leave comments on there. So I also got to clean up some of the logging that's in here. So still need to clean up some stuff to make it prettier, but it works. This is good enough for me for the POC. Let's say start campaign for let's say, I don't know, 30 users in headed mode. Yep, and then, yeah, right back to it. automating. Comment, say what's up. And go ahead and let that run. There we go. It's better. Yep, great work here. I'm about to call it a night, but I'll be tuned in to future content. Yeah, thanks, Laughing Man. Appreciate it. And yeah, if you ever have anything you're trying to build or you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Like I said, I try not to gatekeep. So if you need any help setting up any software solutions or ever have any questions, yeah, never hesitate to ask, man. Yep, cool, and then I'm probably gonna call it here. Hey, what's up, oops? Not right this second. I still got some things I gotta work on this. I know. I'm still here with Dante. Is everything okay? Are you good? Okay, baby. You said what? Alright, I love you too, baby. Alright, bye-bye, Mom. Oops, not this one. There we go. Let's move this out the way, and then oh yeah, so for you guys that are just now taking a look at this,